Guys, we are back again with our final quarterfinal showdown of the Disney Pixar Disney Plus 8 challenge. Our quarterfinal this week has been A Bug's Life up against The Incredibles, and as the last couple of times, there are no chalkboards today. So we have, as Lucy showed, for A Bug's Life, I got my little baby Hopper here. Lucy has a giant flick actually, and I have my cape for Incredibles, and Lucy has her little action figure. Fantastic. So, without further ado, as always, obviously, idea, aesthetics, characters, plot, entertainment value, and we will kick off with the idea. In 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Early lead for A Bug's Life.
I mean, superhero, you know.
Yeah,
whereas
yeah.
A Bug's Life, completely different, and yeah.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, looking at all the films we've watched so far, I feel like all the way through I've said what an original idea it is. Incredibles is probably the least original idea, because it is just not just, but it's basically a comic book movie by Pixar. Whereas A Bug's Life, I think all of it's genius. Like, I love the little attention to detail, like when it rains and it's bedlam, and sort of the how big and scared they are of birds and stuff like that. So yeah, I think quite an easy one, I would say. So an early 2-0 lead for A Bug's Life. Fantastic. And that will move us on to the aesthetics. In 3, 2, and 1.
No.
I mean, it's my choice. My choice. So we have one apiece. Okay. Why are you so sure?
I think, just like you said, visually for me, it's like when the bird comes down and things, and they're in the grasshopper's place. The way they use like shells as drums, things like that. I just really enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, I do get that. I guess more maybe I've taken the visual idea different. For me, it's just simply looking at it. I think The Incredibles looks better. I think the island they go to is really well done, and everything. I think the heroes themselves, I've always really liked the super exaggeration of the characters. So like Mr. Incredible is like ridiculously unnecessarily huge, and then like Elastigirl is like, unnecessarily thin, and I just like I really always liked the sort of exaggerations that they went with in that. Whereas The Bug's Life for me is more a small world, which is still nice.
Yeah.
But
that's what I like.
No, fair enough. So there we have it. After that round, we've got a 3-1 lead for A Bug's Life. So let's see if Incredibles can pull it back in the characters. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and Incredibles have pulled it back in the characters. I mean, for me, obviously easy. As I said, Dash is my favourite character so far.
I don't know, I thought watching A Bug's Life, because there's so many, I thought, A Bug's Life will win on characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, Incredibles scraped it. I did like Heimlich in Bug's Life as Villa. He was entertaining. But I think Incredibles had it.
Yeah, I think just obviously I think both of them do have quite a few characters, to be fair. Obviously Incredibles more or less has 4 main characters, plus like Syndrome, who's quite important. And then I think Edna is fantastic.
Edna's great.
Whereas like you said, it's interesting because A Bug's Life does have a lot of characters.
But I didn't like Love Flick, first of all. I kind of like Dot.
Yeah, and I think it's the same sort of like with Princess Asa. It's like you're not like drawn to her, And then even the circus characters, I quite like the Ladybird.
Yeah.
Like the Beetle, but like you got a lot of them,
just
but not necessarily doing too much.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So there we have it. Just past the halfway stage, and we have a 3-3 draw. It's going to be a tight one. Next up, we have the plot, which is a big one.
I can't
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Oh.
Incredibles take it. Clearly a very tough one for Lucy.
I just think as we discussed, the circus thing Like the kind of weirdness of the bugs coming.
Yeah.
Took something away from it for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Whereas again, I was thinking like, yeah, but the Incredibles are just superheroes, but like the idea that they're trying to live this normal life first of all. Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me that's what sort of takes it. The idea that obviously it is a superhero story, but like I like that slightly different take on it almost, where it's like actually, you know, the whole
like
idea that he gets like sued for saving somebody,
not really knowing, and then how they develop. Yeah.
So I think it works quite nicely, quite well. Although A Bug's Life does, you know, it's good as well. Obviously, it's one of my favorites.
It's hard, and like
I think it is a really
but
tough one.
But then I think because I gave A Bug's Life the idea, because I think of like the ants versus the grasshoppers, it's really cool. But I've gone with that with idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So last chance, you don't want to swap.
No, I've done it.
Okay. She's gone for it, which gives The Incredibles a 5-3 lead going into the final round, which is entertainment value.
I don't know what I've
done. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So yeah, for me, like I said yesterday, I think, and I think I feel this way every time I watch The Incredibles. I remember watching it over Christmas because Incredibles 2 was on as well. My dad hadn't seen that, so we watched Incredibles and then Incredibles 2. And like I said to him while I was watching Incredibles, it's just so great. Every time I watch it, I think, what a fantastic movie. And as much as I do love A Bug's Life, you know, I said at the beginning it was my favourite. I think The Incredibles is more entertaining.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean.
If you get me.
It was clearly a hard one for me. But like I didn't hugely love either of them.
Okay. Which always makes it tough.
I just think the little things with The Bug's Life, like I said, for the aesthetics, just it always pulls it for me.
Yeah. And I guess like you said with the idea, like the little bits like the rain and like you said the drums with the shells and those bits sort of gave it to you in terms of entertainment. But unfortunately, it's a 6. Well, not unfortunately, to be fair, but it's a 6-4 win for The Incredibles. A very, very tight one. A very good show from
it was going to be
A Bug's Life.
3, to be honest.
Both fantastic films. To be honest, I think both deserve their place in the semi-final more than a certain Monsters Inc.
So what does this mean for the semi-final?
That's not important. So the semi-finals means that we have our lineup of Finding Nemo versus Monsters Inc., which will be followed by Toy Story versus The Incredibles. So I would say some very solid semi-finals there. I already have my favourites for the final, but I won't share them with you just yet. But I have who I think will make it. I think we're looking good. We should be having our semi-finals on Tuesday, Thursday next week, with then hopefully the final on the weekend, as always. Fantastic. So we will see you guys then. Obviously, like, follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel, everything like that, so that you stay completely up to date and get to have your say. If you've not watched them, again, get that watching and, you know, say who you think should go through. So we will see you again next time. Bye bye.